And she said, Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died. The Jews who were standing there, they were weeping. Jesus was deeply moved and troubled in spirit. And at that moment, he wept. He said, where have you laid him? So they went to the tomb, and in front of the tomb, there was this stone laid across. And Jesus said, take the stone away. Martha, she was concerned because there was a smell. At this time, it was 4 days. So there was an odor. Jesus said, didn't I tell you that if you believe? So then Jesus looked up, and in a loud voice, he said, Lord, I know that you always hear me and believe me. But I said it for all these people who are standing here so that they might believe. And then he said, Lazarus, come out. When Lazarus came out, his hand and feet were wrapped with strips of linen. His head and face were wrapped with cloth. And Jesus said, remove the dead clothes from him and let him go. You see, this story is so beautiful to me because during that time, this was my food. I realized that God's timing was perfect. You see, I was still wearing the grave clothes. I hadn't taken them off. See, the outside was fine, everything I was doing, but the inside needed healing, deliverance, and freedom. See, I had to come before God completely naked. I had to release and give him all the broken pieces. In Jeremiah 29:13, it says, when you seek me, you will find me, when you seek me with all your heart. I had to empty every bit of who I was to everything he says I am. Ladies, his timing was perfect. Just like the woman with the issue of blood, the timing of it was perfect. The healing, we all know the hurts, the pain, the guilt, the shame. We all have a story. No matter what our story is, we could never, ever live the life that God intended us to live without his touch. Are you longing for his touch? Please don't leave here, leave this conference without the dead clothes removed. His healing, his deliverance, his freedom is life. And that is the only way we can do everything that we're called to do. You're blessed. You're blessed. When you feel you can't go on, he says, I will carry you. You're delightful. You're irreplaceable. You're forgiven. You're free. You are faithful women of God. God wants you. He wants to release each and every one of you to walk in your destiny, to walk boldly into your destiny and be desperate for him only, determined with perseverance, and allow his healing, allow his touch to flow, to allow his touch to heal all those broken pieces. God is saying, just like in Mark 5:34, the woman with the issue of blood. God is saying the same thing to you. He's saying, daughters, your faith has healed you. Go in peace and be freed from your suffering.